Hello, Steve here. Welcome to Real Health. Who'd have thought health is about what we're eating? Join me on my quest to disseminate my go-to health regimen, the Health 44, my clumsy branding of eliminating 4 classes of food, introducing 4 classes of micronutrients. Bingo, bongo, health sorted. So thank you for your interest. Let's do this. Here we go. Welcome again. You've clicked on today's episode. AI diagnosis. What value does it have? And the case I'm using is Alzheimer's disease. So I've had at least one episode on AI and how the value of AI will be only very limited based on what we understand, what presuppositions there is in health, what's required to diagnose, to treat, manage, and what the mainstream healthcare complex, allopathic medicine, lacks in, forgets to at least investigate, is the cause. And usually if they do start to investigate causes of particular disease and conditions, they always suggest lose weight, move more, eat your genes, your body's attacking itself. Seldom they suggest mold, other toxicities, EMF, that sort of thing. But they are far, far from the understanding of micronutrients. And if micronutrients aren't part of AI diagnosis and chatting with AI, then it will not have value. So I'm not sure if I've put it forward that way in my other AI-centric podcast before, but it does have further value in detecting symptoms of particular conditions. In this case, let's use Alzheimer's as the example. Alzheimer's sometimes starts in your 20s and 30s. People lie when they're in their 50s that they're forgetful. Symptoms like, I'm not sure why I'm in this room, I've forgotten where I've put my keys. That's not market. It's not even an issue. You even get kids to walk into a room, then they're walking out of a room. What are you doing? Oh, I don't know. They forgot something, okay? Kids lie, and so do adults, and especially older adults. They lie too. So that part of diagnosis is sketchy, but diagnoses such as your gait, your speech, your eye movements and that sort of thing, AI, tech, will have value, much value. But diagnosis, good. But the treatment of, where there are Alzheimer's centric drugs out there, ineffectual, studies and people will report improvements, but there's improvements even without any intervention, because even if you've got a heart complaint or joint issues or obese, sometimes you feel okay. So that's where it will have value. And though I'm doing a back-to-back recording day today with obesity, which is my next subject matter after this, you can see obesity coming on. You can't really see the Alzheimer's. So that's where it will have value. You don't need value for someone that's put on 5, 10, 25 and beyond kilograms and pounds. On a slender lady, you will notice a 5-pound uptick. So that is where AI will have value if you pick up someone at age 35 with a bit of a gait shift, eye movement things, and speech deterioration, yes, right, we picked it up. But if you don't act with getting off statin drugs, taking in more cholesterol, supplementing with the 90 declared essential micronutrients. There's probably more, but there's 90 that are declared that the body can't make. We get access from, used to get access from the soils, rock salt and ash practice. We used to use ash as our fertilizer. There's that 1 or 2%. I think it's 1% of the leftover carbon. It's not just carbon or ash. 1% of that is micronutrients, and that is how I haven't heard this overtly, but how we can measure how somebody is lacking, what they died from. You can analyze cremated specimens and to see what they were absent in when they died. So that's something that probably has been done. It's not overtly discussed out there, but that when you feed the data into AI, even the components, even the ash, if you feed it into AI and they do all their sorting, that will be of value too. So apart from the wrong assumptions, to then, which my concern with AI in health is, because even now, I don't have to do it. Have I done it? I may have. What do I do to lose weight? It will suggest a formula that relates to reduce caloric intake, increase your activity levels, and consult with your physician, with your doctor, medical practitioner. It's acceptable, a response, but it's not ample, it's not satisfactory. You could probably qualify your prompt, your question. Could you answer this as a naturopath? And it'll still come back, because even many naturopaths don't understand. Micronutrients is essential. This is where I guess I'm trying a new contraption today, and I can't see how many minutes I've done, and I'm feeling like I'm exhausting myself already, but it kicks in, you know. It's not Alzheimer's. Stuff you if you think it's Alzheimer's. So I'll feed in the quick Health 44, what I advocate, what I plug, what I propose, prescribe for the world is the Health 44. The first 4 of the 44 to then equal health is take away 90+% of the supermarket. The gluten, the oils, sugars, nitrites. Sometimes I need to put in those nuances in that 90+%. With the gluten, it's wheat, barley, rye, oats, buckwheat. And more and more, I'm sort of feeding in, get rid of all grains. Let's face it, corn, rice is just a filler. Fattens up the cows with the corn. I heard some time back 80%, at least 80% of the surface area of the farming lands of the globe is geared to feeding our livestock. Wow. So how about that? With the gluten part of the Health 44, the first 4 of the 44, taking away those 4 categories, the gluten parts, that will hamper the absorption that you are seeking. It damages the villi in your small intestine, and you won't absorb as much, even if you are taking calcium, potassium, magnesium, whatever you're taking, or a multi, or even if you're taking what I do, longevity. They've got the whole 90 essential micronutrients in the ample and satisfactory ratios, and you won't even absorb that the way you should if you continue to eat gluten. Okay, so wheat, barley, rye, oats is out. Oils includes all oils in a bottle which oxidize. All burnt animal fat and fried food, out. Even your canola, yes, avocado oil, olive oil, coconut oil. If it's in a bottle, it's oxidizing. It then creates the whole complex of the trans fats, heterocyclic amines, acrylamides, which build the atherosclerosis in your circulatory system. And that's where our circulatory issues even start. So, and also, for those carnivores out there, don't overcook. Don't go more than medium rare in your red meat equivalent, because then your oils, especially when people put oil on top of their cooked meat, is oxidized at something like 150 degrees centigrade. So I slow cook my sometimes ground beef, sometimes steak, about a pound to two-thirds of a pound each day. So that's the oils part. With the sugars, table sugar, all that is out. Also, for those that haven't heard me say this before, this is bad. This is bad. Me saying this is bad. Reduce majorly your fruit intake. I've essentially eliminated my fruit intake a couple of times a year. That much I do have, but the risk-reward analysis of fruit, you get way more, too much of the fructose that turns into sucrose once it gets past the liver, and bingo bongo. I wonder why I'm putting on weight. I wonder why I have this high cholesterol and this and that. We don't really understand cholesterol measurements. The combination of oils and sugars equals those scary cholesterol numbers and the build-up of atherosclerosis. So those people that eat donuts, the worst food ever in the history and continued future of man, fried together with the gluten, together with the superheat and the superheat burning and the sugar. That is the number one worst food ever for man and animal. And the nitrites, which rounds out that the four categories of food we need to eliminate, is the nitrites. Pretty much the whole processed meats complex. Hello, carnivore and keto people, paleo people too. Those processed meats, out. So if you're the bacon eating carnivore, you're still going to get cancer, and they're going to blame your carnivorism on your cancer, and that's where those skewy figures are. Okay, so there's that. So the nitrites is worse than the smoking, and worse than being overweight and all that sort of thing for cancer. And exposure, environmental exposures. I used to like my salamis and my well done bacon and all that sort of thing. I'm still looking for nitrite-free bacon, which you mustn't overcook, but it's not forthcoming. And will I trust it? Probably not. So there you go. That's the first for the 44. And the second 4, the 44, is you take away those 4 that I just mentioned, and you bring in the 90 declared essential micronutrients, the 4 categories of micronutrients. There's 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 essential fatty acids. In a short time in naturopath standards is at least 3 months. If you're 60 plus, you better do it forever, because that's what's going to improve your state. If you're 40, do it for 18 months, I suggest, because some of these things take a while to heal, but you'll see a difference in 3 months. Is it enough to have people think to continue the whole 44? I'll probably suggest probably not, because if you're missing those 90% plus of the supermarket, those 4 categories of food we need to eliminate, if you're missing it, you're still deficient, and you need to increase your micronutrients supplementation. Okay, right. So that was a little bit, sometimes an extended Health 44 I go into. Even if you ask AI, how many essential micronutrients are there? I don't know what AI suggests in the going rate. It might be 27, 35, 40. I don't know what the going rate is, but it won't be those 90. Or even arsenic is essential. Arsenic is essential, as long as it goes through your liver. As long as these things are consumed via your mouth. Yeah. How's the time going? Not too bad. I've rounded out a bit of time, but it's essential sometimes with an extended Health 44 explanation. So I'm busting. After I finish this episode, I'm going to see what AI thinks how many micronutrients there are. Essential micronutrients there are. Ooh. So yes, AI. If I've mentioned in prior AI-centric episodes that it's no value, well, it is of value, but it's how we act on that value and information which is the kicker. And we won't need AI if we understand the micronutrients complex and doing the Health 44. So there's a few. Dr. Reese, I've seen. He's got the four poor foods. He suggests pretty much what I suggest. The 4 categories of food we need to eliminate. He suggests no grains, or does he say just wheat? I think it's grains overall. Get off the grains, oils, sugars. Not sure what number 4 is. It's not the nitrites. But he's got that going. So there is someone out there doing good work. Recently I've come across Ryan Alexander, Canadian chap, I think. Great work from Ryan. I feel I'm doing better, but this Ryan Alexander character is a bit more comprehensive. He goes down deeper, and that's admirable. So, yes, AI as a diagnosis tool that a doctor, a physician may not have time, care about the patient. An AI with a camera and other measuring devices could process that information much quicker and more information to come up with, hey, help, presto, you got Alzheimer's. And then what do you do once you have that Alzheimer's? You just go on Alzheimer drugs. I forget what the main one is. Something CEP, Alcep, and NCEP. I don't know, something like that. I'm not sure what that's the brand name. The generic name is. No, I don't have Alzheimer's. And where will we see medical roles, medical jobs, the role of a doctor and a nurse and beyond? Perhaps nurse practitioners will take on greater roles where doctors will be more consults, but it's still not heading in the right direction. a nurse practitioner will be able to process the data spat out by the AI. They'll be even able to prescribe drugs under tight protocols, which pretty much doctors do anyway. So that's where some of the shifts will be. I'm glad I'm out of nursing. I used to be a registered nurse in my former life, a very obese one. It was not a good look walking into a room as a morbidly obese chap saying, "You need to focus on your health." Oh, terrible, terrible, terrible. So yes, there is value. Even though I poo-poo it in the past, there is value, but the way we act on that information is still shite. So I'll end it there. I think I've made my point. What was in my head to discuss? Did I discuss it all? At least I've made my point. I'm not sure if I discussed it all. So I'll end it there. Thanks for your interest. Hope you come back next time for all those one-off listeners and my 2.2 regulars. Bye-bye for now.